In the Beginning by Dr. Walt Brown. We'll look at the accurate predictions of the hydroplate theory. They can be found on page 447, and you can get this flip book at hpt.rsr.org, and then you'll have this, and then you can just type on page 447, and let's get a little bigger so you guys can see this. And it says at the top, what are the predictions of the hydroplate theory? Predictions of the hydroplate theory are summarized below. Green highlighting denotes predictions that have been confirmed. Yellow indicates partial confirmation. The year is when the prediction was first published. Page numbers in parentheses are where you can find more information. Okay. Prediction number two. Beneath major mountains are large volumes of pooled water. Recent discoveries support this prediction, first published in 1980. Supercritical salt water appears to be below the Tibetan Plateau, which is bounded on the south by the largest mountain range on Earth. Predicted in 1980 and confirmed in 2001. Prediction number 5. The crystalline rock under Gibraltar, the Bosporus and Dardanelles, and the Golden Gate Bridge will be found to be eroded into V-shaped notches. Predicted in 1995 and confirmed for the Bosporus and the Dardanelles in 1998, and for Gibraltar in 2009 and 2018. And so these are more of the predictions. There's no more confirmed on this page, but I just want you to look at them. You can screenshot them if you want, or go into Hydroplate. Okay, there you have all the predictions. All right, and then we'll go to the next page, page 448. Let's see what you have here. Prediction 40. Oh, nope. This is 449, I bet. Yep. Let's go to 448. Okay. Here we go. Prediction 29. Craters on the moon were caused by material launched from Earth by the fountains of the Great Deep. This prediction was first published in 2001 and has been confirmed by multiple findings of rocks, water, and gases on the moon. One of these studies concluded that a rock brought back from the moon formed in a water-rich environment 19 kilometers below the surface of the Earth. Prediction 30. Soil and erosion channels on Mars will contain traces of Earth-like soluble compounds such as salt from Earth's pre-flood subterranean chambers. Soil far from erosion channels will not. Predicted in 2001, salt was first discovered on Mars in March of 2004. Prediction 31. Some comets and meteoroids will be found to be made of crystalline material and forged in extreme heat. Predicted in 2001 and verified from Comet Wild 2 in 2004 and Comet Tempel 1 in 2005. Prediction 32 is a partial confirmation. Some large near parabolic comets, as they fall toward the center of the solar system for the first time, will have moons. Tidal effects may strip such moons from their comets as they pass the sun. A satellite moon may have been detected orbiting incoming comet Hale-Bopp. It was predicted in 1997 and confirmed in 1998, or at least partially confirmed. Okay, and you can see more of these predictions. And predictions show a confidence in a theory. If you don't make predictions, you don't have confidence in it. And Walt Brown calls that weak science, if there's no predictions. Prediction 40. Asteroids are rock piles, often with internal ice acting as weak glue. Large rocks that began the capture process are near the centers of asteroids and comets. 4 years after publishing this prediction in 2001, measurements of the largest asteroid series found that it does indeed have a dense, a dense rocky core and a mantle primarily of water ice. On January 23, 2014, it was announced that 2 jets of water vapor were discovered escaping from Ceres at a combined rate of 13 pounds per second. Prediction 41. Most of the rocks, pebble-sized and larger, comprising asteroids and comets, will be found to be rounded to some degree. This rounding occurred as the rocks tumbled and were eroded in the powerful fountains of the Great Deep, just as rocks are tumbled and rounded in fast-flowing streams. The European Space Administration announced on December 18, 2014, that huge rounded boulders, 1 to 3 meters, excuse me, 1 to 3 meters in diameter were stacked layer upon layer all over Comet 67P. They jokingly call them dinosaur eggs and believe they could be the basic building blocks that clump together to form comets. Predicted in 2013 and confirmed in 2014. Okay. Prediction 45. A deep penetrating impact on a large asteroid such as Ceres will release vast volumes of water vapor. This prediction made in 2010 was confirmed in 2014. Prediction 52. Planet X will not be found in the next 5 years by January of 2021 because it does not exist. It was predicted in 2016 and it was confirmed in 2021. Prediction 53. Comets will be found to be rich in oxygen-18, predicted in 2010 and partially confirmed. Prediction 57. Bones or other organic remains that contain enough carbon and are believed to be older than 100,000 years will be shown to be relatively young in blind radiocarbon tests. This prediction, first published in the 6th edition, 1995, was confirmed in 2001. Okay, also predict bacteria will be found on Mars. Okay, Albert Einstein and the hydroplate theory. A theory is the more impressive, the greater the simplicity of its premises is. The more different kinds of things it relates, and the more extended its area of applicability. That's Albert Einstein, 1946. Well, let's see how the hydroplate stacks up to this. The theory is more impressive, one, the greater the simplicity of its premises. The hydroplate has a pretty simple premise. Starts with a simple single assumption of the interconnected subterranean water chambers about 60 miles below the Earth's surface. 2, the more different kinds of things it relates. For the hydroplate, connects and correlates observations in life sciences, astronomical sciences, physical sciences, and earth sciences. And number 3, the more extended its area of applicability, the more extended its area of applicability, offers all-encompassing explanations for numerous features, including the origin of comets, asteroids, and trans-Neptune objects, the origin of ocean trenches, earthquakes, and the Ring of Fire, the formation of the mid-oceanic ridge, the source of limestone to provide rapid burial and create the global fossil record, the origin of Earth's radioactivity, the formation of the Grand Canyon, and many more subjects presented in this book. And so Walt Brown, he says, makes those predictions, and he said a theory should make predictions before you see it. It shouldn't be published unless it makes predictions, because if it doesn't make predictions, he calls it weak science. So these are the accurate predictions written on page 447 to 449 of In the Beginning by Dr. Walt Brown.